I don't know what kind of interesting food combo you've ever came up on in life. Maybe you have a friend who ate something weird, but you don't have to go far. If you're going to vacation at Disney, check this out. Ugh. It's a panko crusted pickle dog. Here's what they're doing. They're wrapping a hot dog with a pickle, and then they're going to crust it with panko crumbs and deep fry it. And it's going to be served with, are you ready for this? A side of peanut butter.
Did some pregnant lady come up with this?
It's like a weird corn dog.
I've only heard of like pregnancy cravings where you have pickles and peanut butter together, but then you throw a hot dog and some panko crust on. What is happening?
Served on a stick.
What's happening in Orlando these days? What's going on?
And you smother the peanut butter on it. So there's a side of peanut butter that you can dip that thing into.
I don't understand that. And how much would it be? I know the prices at Disney as far as the food goes. How much would this be? And
$58.
You know, you're probably not that far away from it. My mom, maybe she helped come up with it. She eats a peanut butter relish, what she calls a bended sandwich.
Huh?
Yeah, so that's one piece of white bread that she bends over, and it's like pickle relish on one side and peanut butter on the other.
Oh, that's a strange combo.
I don't why.
Interesting.
Why?
Maybe you're the only one that eats it, or you've seen somebody eat it. You're like, what's that, dude? 800-447-7234. I've had a sandwich.
Just a regular sandwich?
A sandwich.
What's a sandwich?
It's 2 pieces of bread and you wish you had some meat.
I've had that.
His morning crew.
Jennifer, she's telling on herself. She said, I eat mustard on my popcorn. I don't remember when it started, and I don't know anybody else that does this. She said even when they go to the movies, she gets, her tub of popcorn and then asks for a cup of mustard to go with it.
Ooh, okay.
I don't understand. Roy said just ate at Snappy's in Mount Airy, had their famous pork chop sandwich. Here he describes it. It's a pork chop dipped in pancake batter, cooked on a griddle, placed on a bun with mustard, coleslaw, onions, and chili. And he even sent in a picture of his mother-in-law. I wonder if he cleared that with her first.
You look beautiful, mom-in-law.
Right?
I will say that.
And you look like you're enjoying that sandwich, but it looks a little messy. But of course, that probably makes it. I'm actually intrigued.
Carol's here at 800-447-7234. You say, Carol, it's something to do with your daughter when she was in preschool. What'd you send?
She didn't like sandwiches, so I sent her a sandwich with just mustard on it. They called me when it was lunchtime and wanted to know if I forgot to put the meat in her sandwich.
What'd they say when you told her that's what she really wanted to eat?
They said, really? And I said, that's it.
Does she still eat them today?
No, she doesn't, but she actually eats real sandwiches.
That's what happens when you become a teenager.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
Yeah, Nicole said my father-in-law used to eat a peanut butter and bologna sandwich. Peanut butter.
I've heard that before. That's not too unusual. It's unique. It's different.
It does not sound good. And what I'm finding is a lot of people like to put peanut butter on a lot of different foods. Evidently, it makes everything better. Teresa said my son Noah used to eat just like the plain hot dog, but now he puts crunchy peanut butter all over it. Like, I guess no bun. He just uses the peanut butter in the hot dog.
That's a thing, huh? Okay. Well, Liz is turning all shades of green.
Oh,
right
yeah.
Now. Angela's here at 800-447-7234. Interesting food combo. Angela, what is it?
My dad introduced it to me, but just block cheddar cheese slices with pancake syrup. And the best pancake syrup is the Caro pancake syrup because it's really thick.
How does that taste good?
It's very sweet. It feels like a little sweet snack, and it's not too terrible for you, especially if you get the no sugar.
The first time your dad asked you to try it, like what was going through your mind at that time?
We always had a rule in our house we had to at least try it once. And we were allowed to spit it out, but we had to try it. But I must have liked it.
You must be related to Elf.
Yeah, I must
Mornings with Rob and Liz.
For that tech geek that's in your family, how about the double Mac pack? Talking about the Apple Watch, the iPad Air, and the Magic Keyboard that goes right along with that to pair with that iPad Air. You could win one of two because Friendraiser starts in 1 week at His Radio as we raise the operational budget for this listener-supported station.
Ooh, I'm ready to send a high school senior off to college next year. Oh, my goodness. He would love to have this.
He needs the tech, right?
He does need the tech. You know what? If you've got that person, like Rob said, that tech geek in your life.
It could be you.
It could, it very well could be you. It would be you in our situation, wouldn't it?
It's me. I'm already geeked out.
But it's an Apple Watch, iPad Air, Magic Keyboard, and it's part of our first day giveaway that's a week from today, but you don't have to wait. You can go ahead and get in on it, get pre-registered, as we like to say.
Yeah, there's two ways to register. One, no gift required. Just call on Monday, a week from today. That'll get you registered and right on in there. Or give your gift right now, and we'll get you automatically registered to win.
All right, here's how, because I know you're just waiting with bated breath to get in on this. So get online, hisradio.com. You can open the My His Radio app. I've even got a direct link with the word give to 800-447-7234.
His Morning Crew.
When you went to shop for your fiance's engagement ring, let's just say it's Rob Dempsey. You go in, you're looking for Amy's engagement ring.
$20.
Right?
I was so poor.
Well, I mean, most people are when they're looking for the engagement ring. I think they say to use, 3 months' salary or something like that. And I'm
I didn't do that.
No, but you're looking and, you're thinking of your budget and how much you love her and you want to show her through that ring. And then all of a sudden, this giant of a man walks up behind you and slips his credit card your way. That actually happened in Atlanta.
Really?
Last week. So,
who's this giant of a man?
Well, this young man is looking for his fiance's ring. Shaquille O'Neal was looking to buy some earrings for somebody, and he overheard this young man looking for his engagement ring, and of course probably talking about the budget out loud of what he could afford. And Shaq's like, I got this. And he bought the engagement ring for this young man. And the guy was like, no, I've got it. It's good. I don't need you to take care of the engagement ring. And Shaq said, you know what, kid, this is kind of what I like to do. I like to give back. I like to
Thank you, Shaq.
Yeah. And what I love is the kid stuck with the original ring. It's not like he went, oh, well, Shaq's paying. Let's go over there.
Let's go to another place.
Exactly.
Well, good for him.
Yeah, and that you have that kind of bank account where you can do that. But I think all of us can do that kind of thing. If you got
Not me. I can't go in and pay for
no.
somebody's engagement ring.
I don't mean that. But if you're just going through, or drive-through difference, you go through the drive-through and you take care of somebody behind you, it makes somebody's day.
I might be able to do that. Unless it's a bus full of a sports team.
Well, you always
then
ask.
I'm out.
Rob and Liz.
His Morning Crew.
Best Buy is really going to try it. They're going to try to take down Amazon.
Oh, good luck.
With the best of their abilities, Best Buy is going to do it. So they're going to test in 6 different states.
Okay.
6 different stores only. They're going to do this beta thing on where you can have a membership at Best Buy.
So you buy the membership.
For $200.
What in the world do you get for $200?
I don't go to Best Buy that much to have that. But here's what they're saying, that there will be free device installs. Okay. Concierge service for tech service. Concierge. Free shipping with no minimum orders, extended return times, lots more, they say. But only at 60 stores in 6 states. And that's it.
I'm trying to work through that. So you get free shipping on anything.
That's what they say. For $200 a
for
year.
$200.
It looks like, yeah.
I don't think that's free shipping.
And they're testing it. So, yeah, really?
Yeah,
Not free ship. And
yeah.
when was the last time I bought something at Best Buy? I don't even remember.
We did. We have purchased 2 computers, I think, over the last couple of years from Best Buy. But I don't know, like the tech service, the concierge service. Now, if they're at my beck and call, like, why won't my app load? Why, what's the... Maybe. Because I have a lot of tech issues.
Because they have the Geek Squad.
Exactly.
So that's a good service, is the whole Geek Squad thing.
Yeah, I have so many issues with technology because it does not like me at all. Maybe I could see that. Maybe, possibly. But if you're trying to sell me on the free shipping, you can't charge me $200.
No, you'll go to Amazon, won't you?
Probably. Yes, I would.
Rob and Liz.
His Morning Crew.
things are starting to open back up, and so you're back in the car, you're listening on a radio, but more people have started to connect with His Radio online with the Alexa enabled skill, those who have downloaded the app, those who are listening online. It's absolutely amazing. And His Radio TV with Apple TV and Roku.
Yeah. So one of those stories came from Mimi, and she was talking about how His Radio, just being there during this pandemic, she went through an awful lot, not just, the obvious, but she went through a divorce. She was having relationship issues with her kids, and she said God's grace, His Radio, the music, the message, and of course her church is really what brought her through all of those very difficult times. And if His Radio and those other resources hadn't been there, she's not really sure how she would have gotten through it.
Connected online like that.
Yeah,
she was able to stay connected both to her church and His Radio,
right,
which is amazing. And God has used both her church and this station to help her through that dog awful time that she's just went through, and maybe even you as well. Yeah. Here's the thing that we want to ask today. Pray for our fundraiser next week. We're raising the operational budget for this listener-supported radio station. Times have been tough financially for a lot of people, and so we're asking for your help. You are loved, and we're helping you to help His Radio tell others that they are too with your gift of support. So next week begins at a week from today, but here's the thing. We need jumpstart gifts. We need a lot of people just like you who will say, okay, today I'm going to give my gift of support.
Yeah, and it's so easy to do. We'll even give you a direct link. It'll just take a second for you to get involved. It is just by texting the word GIVE to 800-447-7234, opening that My HISRadio app. You'll see what to do right there, or hisradio.com.
Mornings with Rob and Liz.
I haven't seen my best friend from high school in quite a few years, and so if we got to have that reunion, I can imagine what that would be like a lot of squeals and,
Oh, no, you do that, huh?
Well, I think if I saw her after all this time, I probably would just lose it. There are two guys served in the military together from, I think it was 2012 to 2015.
They did that.
Yeah, and they didn't. Well, they kind of did squeal just a little bit. They had a reunion. They served in northern Japan. Their families were both there, so their families got really tight with each other. But they haven't seen each other since 2015. Well, one of them just retired. Okay, so the wife of John, one of the guys and this best friend, this little duo, set it all up so his best friend Justin would come to town for his retirement. So John had no idea this was happening. So they're having a retirement party. He's unloading like a case of water out of the back of his car, and he turns around. There's his best friend he has not seen in 6 years, standing there. He drops the case of water. He doesn't even care. Justin jumps into John's arms.
No, get out.
Yeah, and they're just like, what? It's kind of a bro reunion, Man, what are you doing here? What? It was awesome to see, and his wife orchestrated all of that.
Good for her for doing that.
And got it all on video. And of course, they spent hours and hours and hours just catching up and sharing those stories. And
I wonder where he was hiding and then just snuck up on him like that.
So they were having the retirement in Florida, this big party. And so Justin flew to Orlando and then just kind of walked up on him as he was getting ready for the party.
You need a little help with that case of water?
Yeah, he kind of hid in plain sight, which is sometimes the best way to do it.
His Morning Crew.
A week from today, we'll start the first day of fundraiser as we raise the operational budget for this listener-supported radio station.
And if you're thinking, why do I need to get involved? Why is this something I want to be part of? So let me share what Jenny had to say. Jenny takes care of her sister-in-law. She is actually her sister-in-law's caregiver because her sister-in-law is in the final stages of cancer. And she said, when I hop in the car and I've got to run these errands, and I'm sure her day is packed and she's in the car quite a bit, she said his radio gives her that comfort that she needs to get her to that next step, whether it's, running errands for her sister-in-law and the family, or she just has to get away from the situation for a few minutes. She said, and I am a monthly supporter. Jenny supports the radio station not because she has to, but because she has a need to be part of the ministry. She has a need to give that monthly gift.
Wow, Jenny, thank you. No, we're praying for you, Jenny. We love you so much. And thank you for helping to make His Radio possible for those who need to know that they are loved, just like Jenny. And maybe as you're going into next week and praying about Friendraiser, you already know, I could do something. I want to ask you do that today. Just do that today. And here's why. We need a big jump start to get Friendraiser started. Every gift this week is going to help go toward next week. And man, can you imagine how early Friendraiser could end with your gift of support right now? Here's how you do it. HisRadio.com. Just click on Give Now. His Radio on the app. You can give right there or text the word give to 800-447-7234.
Rob and Liz.
His morning crew.
Ryan's a firefighter. This guy will put his life on the line for anybody. And he goes and he puts out fires and he pulls people out of buildings and cars and all that other stuff. He's really serious when he's a firefighter.
Yeah.
So he's got a hobby, just to kind of cut the edge off a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, Ryan pulls pranks on people.
Oh, that's a good way to kind of let off that steam. I can see that.
He's known around the firehouse as being a prankster. When he gets home, he's a prankster, and his wife Melissa's like, I got one for him.
Oh, she
He's
cooked
got
something up for him?
no idea. So she got all these boxes.
Okay.
Empty boxes of all of these, Amazon stuff that they've had.
Okay.
And she taped them all up, and she put them out front. And he opened up the door, and he's like, where'd all these deliveries come from?
How many boxes did she put out there?
Thousands, it seemed like. She covered the porch. It must have been 20, 30, 40 boxes.
Yeah.
Guy comes home. He's like, well, I guess you needed some things. What'd you order all this stuff for? He's like, I didn't order all this.
Oh, no.
He's completely taken. He's like, what is all this stuff?
How much money did you spend? I'm sure is one of the big questions.
I mean, you see a bunch of stuff that's there. And even a guy comes pulling up, bringing an order.
No, you're kidding.
Yeah, so it's
Was
like
that
it's more
perfect
stuff.
timing?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's
So-
crazy.
And he didn't suspect a thing?
No. Opened up the boxes and they're empty. Every single one of them. Pulled one over on Ryan, Melissa did.
I love them as a couple that they can have fun with each other like that.
His morning crew.
When you hear this, I think it will blow your mind. It does mine. Rob and Liz, His Morning Crew on His Radio. You probably heard that His Radio has a prayer line. It's 866-987-7729. Available around the clock, day or night. There's never a time that somebody's not there to pray with you, whether you call it or text it. Just since the beginning of this year, listen to this. Since the beginning of this year, over 200,000, almost 210,000 people have asked His Radio for prayer.
And it's all over the place, the prayers. It's because of the pandemic. It may be a lost job. It may be a relationship that needs rebuilding, or just someone is lost and doesn't know where to turn.
Well, here's the thing, too. I mean, just nearly 69,000 people alone in March
Just in
called.
March.
Just in March.
Yeah.
It's almost been the average. I mean, there was over 72,000 in January. I don't want to get too much numbers on you, but I do want to point one thing out. There are people who will call, seriously, that are at a point in their life that they want to do something to themselves that's irreversible. They cannot take it back if they did this to themselves. Last year, 112 people said, we want to do that, but they didn't. Because they
It was
called the
averted.
prayer line and they got help. They got help. Just this year alone, 102. And we're just getting into April.
I mean, you're not even fully through the fourth month of the year, and 102 people have decided that they weren't going to take that step because they
Yeah.
reached out to the prayer line and realized, and I think, you are loved. It is, you find that out when you call that prayer line, because somebody will take that time to talk with you, to pray with you, and point you to God, which is where our only hope is.
Wanted to share that with you because next week we're raising the operational budget for this listener-supported radio station. And that's one of the very many reasons on why to support his radio. I mean, you've already invested, you're already listening, you've heard some of the stories, and your gifts make that possible. So coming up a week from today, we'll be asking people like you, and you, if you haven't already, to support his radio monthly with a $30 a month gift.
Yeah, and it's so easy to do. You text the word GIVE to 800-447-7234. It's a direct link right there. You can go to hisradio.com or just open the My His Radio app.